We know that navigating a divorce can have a massive emotional toll on both parties involved, but what about the financial toll? That can be even trickier. Chartered accountant and divorce specialist Kelly LaValle is joining us this morning with more. Good morning. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, Lindsay.
So, Kelly, you are a certified divorce analyst. What does that mean? What do you do?
Sure. I mean, a divorce accountant is an accountant that specializes in helping people navigate the financial implications of divorce. And that can range from helping you gather the financial information or understand the family finances and work with your lawyer to strategize around negotiation, or if it comes to that, prepare for litigation. We hope it doesn't come to that. And also structure the deal, because what we hope to do is, ensure that the pie is as big as possible before we cut it in half.
When people think about money and they think about splitting assets, that idea can be very stressful for people going through a divorce. Is it as complicated as I imagine?
I mean, the financial steps are actually quite simple. They're not easy, of course, but I think one of the big challenges is you're in the middle of this very overwhelming personal challenge, and at the same time working through maybe one of the biggest kind of business deals that you've ever navigated. And so I think that combination does make it super challenging.
So what do you do? What do you suggest?
I try to help my clients view it in these sort of like simple steps, which is the first thing is to list your family assets and debts. So that's the things that you share. What do you own and owe? And then decide, what are you going to keep? What is your ex going to keep? What will you sell? And what will you maybe continue to share, although tread carefully, please. And then to the extent that you're keeping something or your ex is keeping something, you have to decide at what price will you buy one another out, because you're not going to sell in the open market. And when you've done that, it's unusual that would result in exactly a 50-50 split, which is likely what you're trying to achieve. And so there'll be an equalization payment that you'll either be obligated to make or that you'll be entitled to receive. And then, that's the asset side. And once you've done that, you move on to determining whether you have an entitlement to or an obligation to pay support, either spousal support or child support. So all that, it is relatively simple. Not easy, but simple.
Does it make sense to sell everything and just split it 50-50?
I mean, like from an accounting perspective, it's the simplest thing to do,
yeah.
Right? But I mean, often we have attachment to our assets, and you're in the middle of so much change already. So it's more typical that at least some of the assets will be retained by one of you.
Watching family members go through this process, family members that I have had these like personal advisory boards, because you talk about the financial aspect and then you of course talk about the emotional, because making decisions during a very emotionally charged time can be really challenging. So would you advise people to have these sort of personal advisory boards, meaning like a family member or two or three or friends or whatever it is, to help you sort of make those decisions and walk through the process?
I think there's three legs to the support stool when you're going through marriage breakdown, and that is financial. Of course, I have a conflict of interest, but financial, legal, and personal. And I look at that personal help maybe as a professional, a therapist or a counselor. It can be a friend, but I think that the challenge with our people, our friends and family, is that they are also going through personal reaction to what you're experiencing. So I think it's just making sure that you're being cautious about who you're taking advice from. I like to say to my clients, like, take professional advice from your accountant and your lawyer and maybe your therapist, and take love and support from your friends and family.
That's a good place to end. Kelly, thank you so much for all of the great tips and information. I've got your book in my hand. This is it. Check out Kelly's book, Untying the Knot. Kelly, thanks.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.